Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. What I'm going to be talking about in this topic is how recruitment agencies actually make money. And I'll be touching on how much money can be made in recruitment. And just to give you an idea of what it is and what I do, I'm a recruiter. I've worked for various different agencies and also myself, freelance, and also my own companies as well. And I have employed up to 4 people at a time. So I do know what I'm talking about. I have made money in recruitment and I still continue to make money in recruitment. So I know the whole process up from getting a client on board to work with me, as in a company, and also from getting paid from those companies if I'm successful. So, how it works in a nutshell, a company would be recruiting for a particular position. Now, let's take a JavaScript developer as an ideal position because there is a skill shortage. A lot of employers, what they do is they post an advert on Indeed. What happens is nobody applies with a particular skill set and they need to fill that position urgently because they've got a project coming up. So, what do they do in that situation? If they can't find anyone, no one will apply, they can't interview anyone, and they're stuck. So, what they typically do is they go to a recruitment agency. And what the recruitment agency's job is to interview pre-screen candidates that already have existing relationships, or they'll approach people in the market with that particular skill set after the client has briefed them. What they will do after that is they would move towards sending that candidate's CV across to the employer who would then interview them and they'll get paid a fee. So just to backtrack off that, how it would work is the client will be engaged with the recruitment agency before the actual job goes live. And they would say to them, we need a JavaScript developer, 5 years experience, and they must have fintech experience, let's say. And that can be particularly hard to sort depending on the area or region. What the recruitment agency will do is they will actually headhunt people. Now, if you post a position, sometimes some people will apply and you would interview them. However, a recruitment consultant or a recruiter in general would go to the market. They would message people on LinkedIn, they would cold call people, they would ring people even at their own job. So if they're working at a competitor, they would find out who works there in the development team, and they would ask them and mention they've got a project, they've got a great opportunity that they would love to speak to them about. Are they looking for a new job? There's various different processes. They also search on CV databases on job boards. They also go to their own existing database of candidates that have come to them, asking them to find them a job. So historical data is used. So often not, they will send an email blast or they will call their database, or they will have an existing relationship with a lot of candidates. I myself don't really store data from candidates because I find that data is obsolete after 2 weeks. There's usually a 2 week period where people are looking for jobs. And if you don't find them a job in that time, there's no point keeping their data on there as well. So just to touch on that, the employer will engage with the recruitment agency and negotiate a contract. So they would say, we're willing to pay 15% of the annual salary of the person you find for us that is successful and begins employment. After 30 days, 7 days, they will pay once the person starts to the recruitment agency. So 15% of £100,000 or dollars salary would equate to a 15,000 fee. Now, if you look at any recruitment agency's website, if they're medium sized, they probably have around 200 jobs they're recruiting for at a time. Things do go wrong, the positions get filled or they get pulled. However, if you look at average fees of being around 5 to 6,000, if they've got 200 jobs on, you're looking at £1 million in revenue sitting there on someone's job board, various different people working on a job. So in potentially that's how much recruitment agencies can be earning, depending on how many jobs they got. And also they only get paid contingency, meaning they only get paid if they're actually successful. So how it would work with that, I've made a video, I'll put it linked below, how exactly recruitment agencies earn. So in terms of how they make money, all they do is they find the exact requirement that an employer is looking for that they can't fulfill, and they find the right person for the job. If they get the job, they get paid, and that's how much they make money. Fees usually work off of either two options: a flat fee, which can be this is for permanent recruitment, staff and recruitment, a flat fee, which could be a fixed fee no matter what the salary is. So it could be £5,000, we're willing to pay $5,000 for a particular person and skill set. However, It could be percentage based as well. There is also something called temporary or contract recruitment, which will be off an hourly rate, so a margin on top of an hourly rate, and the recruitment agency would actually be employing the person directly, and they would just send them to work at the company's facility of organization or working remotely. I'll give you an example. It can be anything from a contract cleaner, so a company needs someone to come in and clean their offices once a day, and schools, hospitals use them, and they would pay the worker £10 an hour, and they would pay the recruitment agency £15. So the recruitment agency would keep five, and they would send a 10 to the actual person working, so they can get a recurring income off of that. That's how a lot of big firms actually make money. If you have, let's take that JavaScript developer, if they are working for a day rate, which could be, let's say, £600 per day, you're looking at probably around 150 grand per year, 200 grand per year if that project lasts that long. So they could literally find someone to go to work, sign them up for a 6-month contract, and make £80,000 off of that, and pay the actual person working the contract 50,000. So they've made £30,000 for literally not much work if they find a person easier. Now, it sounds very easy, but if it was easy, they would not pay a large sum of money to keep that person engaged and work there for that particular skill set. So I hope that explained how recruitment agencies make money. I can't give you exact figures because everyone is so different, and a lot of people do not make any money in recruitment. I would say more people make less money. A lot of companies are losing money. A lot of companies are shutting down at this stage. So it is ripe for the picking. If you are interested in more recruitment videos, do check out my channel. I make various different topics, interview tips as well. And if you've got any questions, do let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care.